We wanted to buy 2 soups, and we both wanted a bread bowl. And I love bread bowls. So, in that moment, I had to make a decision. Do I get that bread bowl for myself, or do I get it and give it to Joyce? And so, in that moment, I gave that first fruit, that thing that I really desired the most, to Joyce, and to let her enjoy the bowl. Now, first fruits for many of us, it could be time, it could be money, it could be just taking time to sit and talk to somebody. But it requires sacrifice. If you're not being pushed out of your comfort zone, you should challenge yourself a little bit more. And when I challenge you guys on this, we often tend to think, we've heard this message over and over again, but I think that when you think about this concept of first fruits, that it can really transform your mind. When you think about Abel giving the firstborn of his flock, you think about the Israelites given the first fruits of their harvest after finally reaching the promised land and eating manna for years. You think about everything that they had to give up. And we tend to think when we give, we have to think about everything we have to give up. But when we connect this concept to the gospel, we think about God and what he gave up. Jesus Christ was the first fruit of God. He was the Son of God, the incarnate form of God. And he came and experienced life on earth for us. We didn't earn that. We didn't do anything to justify such grace, but God gave that up for us. So when we step out here today and think about how we ought to love one another, I challenge you guys to consider, what are the first fruits that you could give in your lives? What are the first fruits that you could give to your church community? And I think when you define that for yourself, then that you will be living out how we ought to be loving one another. And that's the end of my sermon. Amen.